Hey guys, how you doing? It's been a while since you've heard from old Uncle Keith, the old Cornish poacher of Kentucky. Because I ain't had a whole lot to say. A little too hot for me to get out there bucking around and shooting and everything. To be honest with you, the Lyme disease has got me kind of kicking down. But I'm here to talk to you about something else, something I can talk to you. So we're going to call it like we did last summer, an air-conditioned chat. World right now that we got going on is starting to come to light. It's really starting to come to light. I'm going to get a little political here, go all politicky on you, and everything else. I want you to ponder on something. Think about this. Right now, it's boiling down in this country and in the world that you have one of two sides. And a lot of people say, well, it's Republican or Democrat, or it's right or it's left, or what have you. But I'll be honest with you, it's either you're on the side of God or you're on the side of Satan. And it is really becoming that clear. That could be the old Lyme's worming its way through the brain, but in all honesty, I don't think so. I think things are becoming clear enough to where you can see it. Think about this. We have one side, one party that's screaming to you about, oh, the evil's being taking place down at the border, and children being separated from their families and being thrown in cages like animals. And that's been proven to be bullshit. That's the bullshit. Majority, or a lot of the children that are being brought across the southern border have been sold, kidnapped, or stolen and used as props to bring drug dealers and other such undesirables into our country. Now there's one political side that is pushing for this. They want this. Oh, you're terrible. You're a horrible person. Yep. But hear me out. That same side has no problem whatsoever about murdering the child within your belly. Taking a baby first trimester and killing it with chemicals. Second trimester using a long pair of scissors and a suction cup to cut it up while it's still alive and sucking out. And next trimester going up inside a pair of scissors in the back of the skull and just cutting its head off and pulling it out and putting it back together on a petri dish. They're okay with, right after you're giving birth, reaching in there and murdering that child. And as in the case of Virginia, half the child's born, that child ain't just perfect the way you want. Let's just let it sit on the table and die while you and mommy have a discussion about it. That's sick. That same side, that same political side, it's been taking tax dollars for years for infrastructure, for roads, bridges, police departments, and all the rest of that stuff. They ain't paying the money out. The money's going in, but the money's disappearing. Them roads ain't getting fixed, them bridges ain't getting fixed, them police officers ain't being hired or being paid or being outfitted. But yet the drug dealers are kicking ass in those areas. And in the case of Baltimore, and I've been through Baltimore, it's a shit state. It's a shit city. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Truth is truth. Fact is fact. And if you look at where that political side has got its power, and look at the cities that they're in control of: Baltimore, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, New York. They're shitholes. These are cities that had, in their day and in their time, were marvels of the free world. Technology and standard of living and everything. Well, it's gone. How many people were murdered in Chicago this year? In Baltimore, New York, LA. What's the homeless stats like in those cities? What percentage? How many people are shitting and pissing on the street? It's disgusting. this same political side wants to tear down the ability to be a man. What makes a man a man? What makes a woman a woman? They want to tear down family. They don't want to. They've been done. They've done just about completely done it in this country. They've made it illegal to be a father. They've made it illegal to discipline your children. They've made you a laughing stock on TV, on the general television programs. How many father figures on sitcoms aren't writhing jokes? Aren't blithering fucking idiots? Pardon my language, but it pisses me off. You know, I remember growing up watching Andy Griffith Show, other type shows where father figure was a strong figure, a good figure, a guiding figure. The figure of the mother was nurturer, lover, you know. And they've completely just twisted that all to hell. Oh, it's much cooler to get divorced. It's much cooler to just go ahead and wipe out that unwanted baby. Well, you know, she doesn't have a husband. She's a single woman. It'll be really expensive for her. But for God's sakes, don't get married. No, that's so patriarchal. And all the rest of this crap. They've destroyed not just American family, but Western society family. They're trying to destroy borders. They're pilfering and stealing through taxes. These people get elected into office, and they just absolutely treat it like it's their own little piggy bank, like a Social Security. Social Security was put in 1936. Now, Keith, why do you know it was 1936? Because that's when my dad turned 16, 1936. He got a Social Security card and started paying into it the very first year. The very first year. And it did real good. They had a lot of money. They built up a lot of money. Yep. Made a real nice piggy bank for Roosevelt and for FDR and everyone else. They're using it as a piggy bank to loan to this country, loan to that country, take it out, pay for this program, take it, pay for that program. Pay for people coming over illegally, crossing our borders illegally. You know. Oh, and when the Democrats came up with the whole bit of talking women out of staying married, divorce your husband, you get more money if you ain't married. More kids you have, and you're not married, more money will pay. Absolutely destroying families in black communities and poor white southern communities and poor white northern communities, in Latino communities, destroying the family. If you have a strong family, chances are you're not going to be on disability. You're not going to be on food stamps. You got a greater chance of not being on food stamps. If you have a strong family, good marriage, kids, with a father in the house, the children will have better morals by having both mother and father there. There won't be no gender confusion. And by the way, that's another thing. People forcing this transgender crap on children. I grew up. That was highly against the law. In fact, after the father dragged your ass outside, if he caught you in a library for story time with a cross-dresser, after the fathers took you outside and beat you 3/4 of the way to death, and you're lucky you didn't get dragged behind a truck, the cops came, they beat your ass and then shoved you in jail. No questions about it. Because it's child molestation, child endangerment. But the left is real big on pushing this. Oh, it's so bullshit. It's ungodly. It breaks the law. It breaks God's law for damn sure. I know it breaks laws standing on the books of the United States. Oh, Keith, you're pushing Christianity. The United States isn't a Christian country. Bullshit. It was founded by Christians. Christians formed it. It's predominantly Christian. Our laws were based in Christianity and the Word of God. And who wants to tear down the Word of God? Satan. Who's backing the left? Satan. Don't believe me? Go through Netflix. Just look through Netflix. Look at the stories. Look at the films. Look at the programs. Far over 2/3 of the films and the stories on Netflix, if you honestly look at it, are satanic. Anti-family. If you have, like you see all the westerns and stuff, there's a preacher in it, they've got him portrayed as an evil son of a bitch, a mean guy, bad guy, evil dude. You get a chance to look at PureFlix. Get a chance to check out PureFlix. They don't have the highest budgets, but there's some damn good storytelling, damn good writing. Anyways, this is a rant that I just, it's been building up in me for a while. I just kind of wanted to have a chat with you about it. But if you don't like the way the world's going, you do have a voice. November. And you can scream between now and November too. I do. I piss a lot of people off on Facebook. You know? Plain and simple. It's time for men to start being men again. It's time for women to start being women again. And quit listening to self-important movie stars and people with think that their opinion really matters. People want to, like Melissa Milano. Oh, that's a disappointing bitch if there ever was one. Supporting the murder of children. Thinks that she's going to force an entire state to do what she wants it to do because she doesn't like the way that the people of the state had voted. Screw her. I'll talk to the Lord later about my language today. But, and I'm still working on the first commandment. Thou shalt not take the Lord's, my God's name in vain. I've been working on that one a long time. But think about it. It's time for us to stand up. These leftist, Luciferian turds. Flush that toilet, drain that swamp, and get people back in the offices that'll do the jobs that they're elected to do. Honestly. That's one reason why I like Trump. He's not a politician, he's a businessman. He knows what it takes to run a business. And the United States basically is a business. A business that has been run by the thievingest sons of bitches I've ever seen in my life. Both male and female. Another case more, look at all this stuff with the child pedophiles. Epstein and Pizzagate. Oh, Pizzagate's been debunked. Bullshit. Yeah, they tried to hide it. You know as well as I do, everyone from the Clintons on down, from the most deadliest family in the United States, the Clintons, who I'm ashamed to say I voted for Bill, and but from Clintons all the way down. These people who get into this high wealth and power, how much did they get for their souls when they sold them? Because you know they sold them. You know they sold their souls. You know it. Things that they're doing to children, little girls, teenage girls, little boys. The Lord's got a corner of that lake of fire, their name written all over it. What's going to happen then? It ain't going to be pretty. But meanwhile, we need to protect. We men and women, real men, real women, need to protect these children. Stand up to pedophiles and abusers. With a baseball bat, with a voting card, whatever it takes. And that includes another thing, this Antifa group. They're going out there now and they're hiding behind masks and they're attacking people they don't agree with. It's a lot like the Nazi brown shirts. Oh, and I hate a Nazi. Nothing I like swinging on more than a Nazi. And an Antifa ain't nothing much but they scream to be against, but they seem to be looking an awful lot like brown shirts. You see them people start coming together and start protesting or start harassing people. We as Americans need to stand up to them little turds. Teach them how to wipe that nose. Take that baseball bat from them and shove it up to you know what. Well, you're inciting violence. No, I'm inciting reality. There are consequences to actions. And the left has been, this Luciferian side of the world has been pissing and spitting on us and who we are and what we are for way too long. The silent majority has had just about enough. This is one dog you've been poking for a long time. You thought this dog was dead. That dog's starting to wake up. And that dog's hungry. Start standing up. Start fighting back. Start taking back this country. We started to in 16. That was just our first hand coming up and putting down the ground as we proceeded to rise. And we will rise. We'll finish getting up. And when we do, there's going to be an ass whooping involved. Anyways, fellow Christians and patriots, Lord have mercy on me, a sinner, in my anger. That's what I feel. Anyways, y'all, take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.